Die hoofredakteur van News24, Andrew Trench, sluit nou by my aan. Andrew, everyone was really upset, on the site at the very least, about the fact that you guys have now closed the comments function available to your consumers. You say that this is in line with steps that Reuters and CNN, for example, has taken, but it's also running contrary to what other news outlets like New York Times and The Guardian has done. So what prompted this decision?
Well, I mean, we've been having a conversation for many, many months about how do we kind of handle comments in a way that makes sense on our platform. And, you know, we looked at every option that we thought was practical for us to implement.
And how are you sure that you're backing the right horse?
Well, time will tell. But, I mean, we've done our numbers. You know, we've looked at the user base that are active commentators as a proportion of our total audience. They're not a proportion that's a scary number for us. You know, so I think that, you know, it's a reasonable risk for us to take. But I mean, the one thing I must also make clear, I mean, I think some people have like the misunderstanding that we've, you know, removing comments completely. I mean, what we have done is like change our default position. All comments that are published, the default position, comments are off. We will still choose articles where we think that where comments will add value, where we'll turn them on. We'll have a much closer moderation policy around that. And we're also pushing our users to contribute to News24, where more considered and developed ideas will be given a platform.
Has the workload of moderating all of these comments not just simply become too big?
I mean, it really is. I mean, it is too big to moderate. I mean, to pre-moderate every comment prior to publication. I mean, to give you an idea, I mean, we receive about 5,000 comments a day. I mean, just on the News24 platform. You know, it's an enormous amount. I mean, you know, and I mean, the example that you used earlier of the New York Times, I mean, my understanding, for example, is that the New York Times only open comments on around 20 odd stories a day because they're confronted with exactly the same problem as us.
But isn't that exactly the point of the online media as opposed to traditional print, that this does create the opportunity for people to interact, that it does generate a lot of user input?
Well, absolutely. I mean, that is the, you know, the joy and the potential of online, you know. And I mean, which is why we've tried to kind of balance our policy. I mean, to still kind of create opportunity for that interaction to be there where we think it's going to add value to our audience. But I mean, what our experience has been from a kind of default point of view of having comments open for a sort of free-for-all commenting, you know, it has really kind of damaged our brand and the perception of what we offer to our users, and that's what we're trying to tackle.
What has the mix or the balance been of negative versus positive response to this move?
Well, I mean, I haven't done a sort of statistical analysis of it, but I mean, on our site, I mean, I think there's, you know, largely negative view, although many readers on there also in support of it. On other platforms, like on Twitter and Facebook, many people have written to me and interacted with me and said, you know, hooray, I can come back again. I really felt that this was a place that I didn't feel comfortable in. You know, and my kind of view is that, you know, that community of people that felt excluded is larger than those who might feel maligned by us, you know, toughening up our approach on comments.
Thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure.